A Horcrux is the word used for an object in which a person has concealed part of their soul. You split your soul and hide part of it in an object outside the body. Then, even if one's body is attacked or destroyed, one cannot die, for part of the soul remains earthbound and undamaged. It's an object in which a person has hidden a fragment of one's soul in order to become immortal. Plenty of NFL fans have learned to hate the Patriots just as much as they love their own team. Wherever you stand on the topic, you gotta admit fans view New England as the dark side. There's such a hatred for the team that even Giants fans were largely rooting for the Eagles in Super Bowl 52, and Eagles fans were happy when Eli Manning somehow topped Tom Brady twice in the big game. And with Tom Brady at the helm of the dark side, he's been compared to everything from Darth Vader to Thanos. But in this video, we're going to focus on the Dark Lord, otherwise known as You-Know-Who, or He Who Must Not Be Named, or most famously, Lord Voldemort. Described as the most powerful and dangerous dark wizard of all time. He created an army of powerful wizards and dark creatures, and in order to take him down, you had to identify and destroy all of his Horcruxes. The same goes for Tom Brady. And guess what? Here on Chase Chats, we've managed to identify them, so coaches around the NFL can use this video as a blueprint to bring down Lord Brady. Horcruxes are made to be extremely durable. They're supposed to be hard to destroy. That's why you might have expected Brady's longtime helmet to have been a Horcrux. After all, he did wear it to 4 Super Bowls. But last summer he was forced to abandon it after NFL equipment rule changes became fully implemented. Brady had joked that they just didn't like the way the old helmet was working up in New England. And although his dip in production probably had to do with numerous factors, many of which I outlined in my Why Tom Brady Left the Patriots video, the Horcrux helmet might actually be the real reason. I mean, the Patriots were constantly making conference championships and Super Bowls in that helmet, then suddenly they get eliminated in the wild card round? The Dark Lord's powers were weakened when the helmet was taken from atop his head. If you want to beat Tom Brady, then just simply feed his center Taco Bell the night before a game. Brady is apparently extremely anal about the wetness of his center's behind. The Athletic said every center who's ever lined up in front of Brady has found out what it feels like to gross out the greatest quarterback of all time. There's a reason he stuffs a towel down the back of his center's pants before every game, and Brady makes no apologies about it. Coming up with wet hands is not only gross, but it also impacts how he does his job. It can lead to errant passes, fumbles, or bad snaps. Speaking about Brady, Patriots center David Andrews said, "It was something that was very different for me at first, especially when he grabs you as a rookie in training camp and throws a towel down your butt. Pulling your shorts back, dumping baby powder down your butt. But that's part of it, and obviously if it affects how he operates, you want to be as good as you can about it." And now in Tampa, Bucs center Ryan Jensen is already learning the ways.
Well, you ought to call that one a Horcrux.
Teammates say he's Brady's Mr. Miyagi, Alex Guerrero. The man Brady would credit his longevity to, a trainer and TB12 business partner. The two have built a brand around Brady being able to stick around. With hardcore diets and non-traditional football player training, Guerrero had to earn Brady's trust. And it's built up so much that Brady basically takes him everywhere he goes. This has enabled a mode of pliability in Brady that he claims has prevented him from getting injured in so long. And maybe these two are actually onto something, because Brady hasn't missed a game due to injury since putting a part of his soul into Guerrero. Remember back in 2017 after the Falcons blew a 28-3 lead, there was a sudden search for the MVP Super Bowl jersey after one of the most famous games in sports history. With all the security, cameras, and eyes on Tom Brady, somehow his jersey got swiped. And that jersey must have been a Horcrux, because you can only make a comeback like that if you're giving away part of your soul. And the Mexican media member Martin Mauricio Ortego, the man who stole it, must have been a member of Dumbledore's army or something. And then the 19-year-old who solved the case after seeing it in the man's collection, well, he must have been an undercover Death Eater to get that Horcrux back. That Horcrux seemed like it was gone forever, but Brady got it back and went to the Super Bowl in the next 2 years after that. Plus, as a bonus, Ortega had Brady's Super Bowl 49 jersey as well. What a bizarre story. This Horcrux may have been a bigger piece of Brady's soul, more so than any other one on this list. After all, it appears the 6th round pick out of Michigan actually sold his soul for the career he ended up having. This Horcrux is well protected as it's locked away in Canton, Ohio at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But in 2019, Brady posted a picture of himself holding it with the caption, "Never forget where you came from." Of course, Brady symbolically has won a ring for every single round in the draft he fell. And at the time, back in the year 2000, the rookie quarterback famously told Patriots owner Robert Kraft that he was the best decision the organization would ever make. I guess he was confident after losing his soul for this. After Voldemort's downfall, he used his Horcrux snake Nagini to regain strength. And well, let's just say Lord Brady has a monster of his own. After a down year last year, Brady has now brought back the GRONK Beast, another one of his Horcruxes which he will use to regain strength this year. From 2010 to 2018, if you wanted to stop Brady, you first had to stop GRONK. The 4-time first-team All-Pro became Brady's right-hand man on the playing field. Just like Nagini would terrorize Voldemort's victims, GRONK would terrorize opposing defenses. The Snake Strike became iconic as the last thing its targets would see before death, just as the GRONK Spike was a signal to teams that the inevitable had happened. The monster GRONK had beaten you, just as predicted. Although GRONK comes off as a dumb jock, coaches will be first to praise his football intelligence. He can read things on the field that most can't, just as a snake can sense things that humans can't. Remember when Brady had that helmet for what seemed like forever? Well, he's actually had his shoulder pads for even longer. Brady's been wearing those things since his freshman year at Michigan in 1995. That's right, those things have been on his shoulders for 25 years. They're older than multiple teammates he's playing with right now. All Brady had to say was, once you find something you like, you stick with it. And Michigan actually had them custom made to Brady's liking. Every year, according to Mike Reese, they get sanitized and checked for cracks to keep them ready for every season. Ironically enough, these shoulder pads are older than Brady's replacement in Foxborough, Jarrett Stidham. Which brings us to our last Horcrux. Many had attempted to overthrow Lord Brady, just like many had attempted to take down Voldemort. But in the end, it was the unintentional Horcrux Voldemort created that was able to become the boy who lived. Jarrett Stidham is the boy who lived. He'll always be connected to Tom Brady, just as Harry Potter was to Voldemort. He's the one who will replace Brady as the quarterback for the Patriots. Although it may have been expected to be a higher-ranked prospect like Jimmy Garoppolo, in the end it was Stidham who was destined as the final piece to all of Brady's Horcruxes. So when we preview the 2020 NFL season, let's remember the Dark Lord has switched conferences, but he's brought along plenty of his Horcruxes with him. He's even managed to turn other great wizards to his dark side. The question for NFL fans is this: will this story go the same as Harry Potter? Or will Lord Brady once again bring terror to the world with the powerful Horcruxes at his disposal?